Hey guys, what's up? It's Eric, free NFL bets on YouTube and on podcast. And we've made it. Um, it's a little, I don't know what the word is. It's a little sad, guys. It's a little sad. This journey started back in August of 2024, actually July of 2024. And I put in a lot of hard work for the NFL regular season and training camp and preseason. Now we find ourselves week 18. It's been a blast, guys. This is the last long episode of the year for me for this season. I will be doing the postseason breakdowns, but they won't go as long as this one. This one will be long just because I'm going over every single game in this podcast. So, but just to think about last July and August when I was doing the preseason, and now here we are, week 18. This is it's pretty special, guys. Pretty special. Year to date, I'm plus 29 units or something like that. So the $100 better would be up $2,900. You can find all my official plays at Twitter at Easy Money Wins. And that's it for the introduction. We got a lot of football to talk about, so let's get to it, guys. Let's get to it. Okay. So first game up, we have the Cleveland Browns at the Baltimore Ravens. It's very, very simple for the Ravens. If they win the AFC North. If they lose and the Steelers win, then they are the 5th seed because they beat the Chargers already. Yeah. So yeah, they're either going to be the 5th seed or they will be the 3 seed. So most likely, guys, they're going to beat Cleveland. I'm not even really worried about it. We could be really quick about this game. Let's take a look at the injury report. So it's going to be Bailey Zappi at quarterback and Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I think both of them. Bailey Zappi, he did okay in moments of his career at New England, and he's also had a lot of not good too. Dorian Thompson-Robinson's awful, guys. He's awful. He's probably not going to make an NFL team next year. That's my estimation. He had like one good training camp game, and then his professional career has not looked good when it's mattered. So. David Njoku looks to be out. They have Jerry Jeudy, Deontay Foreman at running back, Jerry Jeudy at wide receiver, Elijah Moore, Jordan Akins. A serviceable offensive line as well. A serviceable offensive line. The defense, let's see here, who else going to play? Denzel Ward is out. Cameron Mitchell is questionable. Martin Emerson Jr. looks good to go. Grant Delpit. Linebackers, Jordan Hicks is out. That's not good. They're already kind of weak in the middle. This is the thing, guys. Baltimore's defense is playing a lot better. So like this spread is already up to minus 20. And I mean, just straight up, guys. I'm a Steelers fan, so I know the AFC North pretty damn well. The Ravens are looking to blow this thing out. Like I totally can only look minus 20 right now. I think there's a minus 19.5 out there. And there was a big line move today because it was minus 17.5 and then it jumped to minus 20. So, and I agree with that. I think that's the only way to look, even though I think Bailey Zappi is actually capable of staying within that number. But the only thing is that if Baltimore wants to take this game serious like I think they will, they're going to win by 20 points, guys. They are. They're not going to let Bailey Zappi score a touchdown. I mean, I don't even know how long Bailey Zappi's been in the Cleveland Browns facilities. I don't know if he's on the practice squad. Like, who knows, like, how much chemistry he even has with this group. I think Baltimore wins by 20. I think another way to look at this is Baltimore team total over, because either way, whatever happens, if Cleveland somehow is able to score, that's going to push Baltimore to score even more. And then on top of that, like, I just think Baltimore's going to try to score 35 points in the first half. I think they're going to try to. That Cleveland Browns defense is hurt, it looks like. A lot of their top guys are out. I think Myles Garrett's going to play, but I mean, it really shouldn't matter, guys. It really should not matter. They won by 21 at New York. They beat the Steelers by 17. They beat Houston by 29. They're not, and that's their 3 games since the bye week. Like they're not messing around right here. So only look Baltimore. Over under is 41. I like the over there, guys. I mean, if you're telling me Cleveland only needs to score 10 points and then Lamar gets to 35 and the Ravens offense, I mean, guys, they're not going to want to keep this close. They're going to want to try to rest players in the fourth quarter. Like, it's done. Like, wrap it up. Don't leave them, like, hanging behind, hanging with the chance to, like, upset you winning the division. Like, no, they're going to go out there. They're going to take care of business. They're going to win the division by probably 30 points. I really do believe that. Okay. I think Ravens team total over is a really good look. Sorry, a couple more things on this game. And then the Browns team total, I do like as well. I don't love it, though. Probably like 10.5 points. I don't love that. I more like Ravens team total over. That's going to be like 31 points or something like that. Over 31 points. I think they get there, guys. I really do. I really think they do. Okay. Next game up, we have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. And very simple here, guys, is if, like I already said, the Steelers can win the division. If Baltimore loses, Baltimore's not going to lose, guys. They're not. If they lose that game, that would be the upset of the century. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm not saying anything's a lock, but them winning that game is a lock. Minus 2,400 on the money line. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, guys. I literally think that's the safest money ever. I'm not gonna lie. If I had like $100,000 looking to invest, I would easily drop 100,000 on the Ravens money line just to like return. What would it be, like 24,000 or something like that? I don't know the math on it. Maybe it's only like 12,000. I would do it. It's literally a free $12,000. Okay, sorry. Next game, guys. Next game. Bengals. Like I said, so the Steelers lose and the Chargers win, then Pittsburgh would fall to the 6th seed, and they would have to play Baltimore first round at Baltimore. Now, if they win and beat the Bengals, then they're the 5th seed, and then they get to go play the Chargers. Now, you're probably wondering, like, does Tomlin care? Is he going to rest starters? Like, all this stuff, because, like, he's done this in the past where, like, seeding, I think, kind of mattered, and he said, who cares? Like, let's just have Ben rest. Let's have, like, a little bye week, like big Ben Roethlisberger rest. But this year's different, guys, and just their current form that they're in, and their 3-game losing streak. And then also, Tomlin, I got a question earlier in the year about Jaden Daniels from Washington being compared to Lamar Jackson. And he didn't belittle Jaden Daniels, but he basically said, whoa, hold on. Like, let's be careful before we start comparing people to Mr. Jackson. Like, talking about Lamar Jackson, like the MVP Lamar Jackson. Like Lamar is, like, really, really special. Like, I can't even comment on Jaden being similar to him yet because of how special Lamar Jackson is. So, guys, I'm telling you right now, that's all I need to know. Mike Tomlin does not want to face Baltimore in the first round. Okay? So, like, if you need any motivation, if you're not clear if Pittsburgh's going to go out there to try to win the game or are they just going to sit people in the second half, I can promise you they much rather want to go to Houston to play the struggling C.J. Stroud instead of going to Baltimore in the first round. I promise you that. But not only that, Tomlin's going to want to get good rhythm going into the playoffs. He wants a great performance from the defense and offense. I think he's going to get it. I think the Steelers play really, really well. They've had like 12 days off because they played last Wednesday on Christmas Day. So they have a lot of time off, right? So I lean Pittsburgh. I think I'm going to get there. The Bengals have an outside chance because the only way they can get in is if the Dolphins lose to the Jets, and we'll talk about that game, but I think the Jets are very live to win that game if Snoop Huntley for Miami starts at quarterback instead of Tua Tagovailoa. And then the Chiefs at Denver. We'll talk about the game. There's a puncher's chance that Carson Wentz and the Chiefs can beat the Broncos. There's a chance. Now, no, they can't. I was just thinking like if they could clinch it. No, they can't because they would need Miami to lose too. I'm talking about the Broncos situation now. So basically, in my mind, the Bengals, they're going to come out and they're going to try to win the game, but I don't think they're going to exert and throw everybody in there. You know, like if they're really hurt, they're not going to try to like force them to play through it. So Cam Taylor-Britt's questionable. Sam Hubbard's questionable on the defense. That's it. Everyone else looks healthy that has been playing. On offense, Chase Brown, T. Higgins, and our Marius Mims. If you remember, Chase Brown hurt himself on like the last play of the game, like a dumbass. Like, my guy, like, if you're going to slide, just slide in the backfield. Like, why are you running into the end zone and then like, oh crap, slide? Like, you're on the 4-yard line, my guy. It looks so silly. And then he hurt himself. And then T. Higgins, who knows if he plays. So just the normal injuries there for them. Pittsburgh completely healthy on offense. On defense, Dante Jackson's questionable. And then they cleared the air. Like, they were mad at some guy on defense for doing his own thing. It was somebody in the secondary. People are speculating that it was Cam Sutton and James Pierre, I believe. But I think they got it squared away. Joey Porter Jr. looks to be back this week. I can only look the Steelers at home, guys. Like, they're going to come out, they're going to give a really, really good game. And if you remember, like, and any Steelers fan knows this, is that these last 3 games, when we looked at the schedule in the beginning of the year or back in June, whenever it came out, or May, like that was brutal. At Philly, at Baltimore, against Kansas City, like those are all 3 Super Bowl contending teams, and we looked awful. And even though we still looked awful in all 3 games, we literally had a chance to win all 3 games. So we're really not. I mean, yeah, it was really bad performance, but against the Bengals at home, we can definitely turn up and beat them. So I like that to happen. I think I might even bet it, guys. I really think I might bet it. The over-under, so the spread on that is +2 right now, +2.5 for the Steelers if you like them, and then there's a -1.5 if you like the Bengals. Totals at 48. Let's take a look at the trends, guys. Let's take a look here. So Pittsburgh's 10-6 against the spread. The Bengals are what? Bengals have been covering recently, guys. Where are they at? Oh, they're 10-6 too. Yeah, I like the Steelers a lot, guys. Let's see. Cincinnati is 11-5 to the over. Pittsburgh is 8-8, so dead even over underwise. So 48, I lean under. I think both defenses are a little underrated in my opinion. Cincinnati's playing a lot better recently too. And last week's game should have went under for Cincinnati. That was crazy that it did not go under. That game should have went under, and it didn't. Crazy. 4th and like goal from the 20 or something like that, and Bo Nix throws it up and it goes in overtime, which is freaking crazy. So yeah, that's that game, guys. I like the Ravens in the first one, Steelers in the second. Over 41 in the first game, under 48 in the Steelers game. All right, now let's go. So those 2 games are on Saturday, guys. Those 2 games are on Saturday. Now let's go to the Sunday slate. First game up, we have the New Orleans Saints at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And for this game, if Tampa Bay wins, they're in. They clinch the division. And then not only that, if they win and then Los Angeles Rams lose to Seattle Seahawks, and then also the Rams are not playing Matt Stafford this week. So they're basically just kind of throwing the game, essentially. And if you remember Sean McVay, he really doesn't give a crap about preseason football. So I'm telling you right now, he's not caring about Seattle game at all. He is totally game planning for either Detroit, Minnesota, because that's what the 5th seed's going to be. So that's what he's probably going to do. Well, not probably. In terms of like not caring for the game, I highly doubt he cares for the game, honestly. So Tampa Bay legitimately has a really good shot of getting the 3 seed this week if they win. Now, if they lose and Tampa Bay and Atlanta beats Carolina, then Atlanta gets into the playoffs. So, and then Atlanta, I think they would get in as the 4th seed, and then the Rams will get in as the 3rd seed. So, a little bit of seeding situation stuff there. Injuries for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers: Tristan Wirfs, Cade Otton, Sterling Shepard, Bucky Irving are all questionable. They don't need them in this game. It'd be nice if they are able to play. On the defensive side of the ball, Jamel Dean and Antoine Winfield Jr., the 2 best players in their secondary, are questionable. Antoine Winfield Jr. did not play last week, but oh my gosh, guys. When I was watching the Carolina Panthers last week, I was just like, this team has just literally given up. Like, if any of you guys watched that game or saw some highlights of that game, Carolina players lay down and quit. That was freaking embarrassing. And paid all that money just to freaking quit. So now Tampa Bay gets New Orleans. I like Tampa Bay to win, guys. New Orleans is going to play most likely Spencer Rattler, Jake Haener. Now, the interim head coach, Rizzi or whatever his name is, he's talking this big game, which I think is really hilarious because my guy, excuse me, I'm like, yo, Rizzi, head coach of the Saints, interim head coach, my guy, he's saying if Derek Carr is healthy enough, he's going to play. I'm telling you right now, Derek Carr's not playing because ownership is not going to have Derek Carr, not to say that Derek Carr's some prized possession. I mean, he might not even be the quarterback next year. Who knows? I don't even know if he's under contract, but he didn't play well this year when he did play. He played okay at times, but and there's going to be a new head coach, a new regime coming in. They might not want Derek Carr. So I'm telling you right now, it's probably going to be Spencer Rattler or Jake Haener. Kamara's questionable. I doubt he plays. He didn't practice this week already. They do have Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Cedric Wilson. They're okay offensively. Kendre Miller's questionable as well, though. Clyde Edwards-Helaire signed there. They still have Jamal Williams. Defense, they're very healthy except for Willie Gay and Pete Warner. The linebackers are questionable. Let's take a look at the schedule. Tampa Bay won the first meeting, and that was against Spencer Rattler. I remember that was Spencer Rattler's first game. That was 51-27. That was a barn burner, guys, a barn burner. That's interesting because New Orleans was actually winning that game, I believe, at a certain point. But New Orleans has lost 3 in a row. They've looked bad offensively, guys. They've scored, 10 last game, 0 points and 19 points. I mean, I think, I don't know who's going to start this week. Jake Haener's worse than Spencer Rattler. My goodness, he's awful. This week, Spencer Rattler again, probably. The spread is minus 13.5. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I mean, I lean that way, but I'm telling you, last week, Buccaneers' offense is really good this year, but, Carolina laid over. I think it's tough, guys, because even these big spreads, if the team's going to win, they're most likely going to cover. And let's take a look at Tampa Bay real quick. I mean, they've been winning by a lot against good teams, bad teams, mediocre teams. I mean, they've been hot since the bye week, guys. Super hot. All right. I guess I'll only look over with the favorite. I guess I'll lean minus 13.5. I'll lean there. I don't feel good about it for some reason. I don't know why I don't feel good about it. I don't know, just divisional opponent. I think the Saints have more pride. Like Rizzy's not going to let them lay over like Canales did last week. Over unders 43.5. I kind of like the over, guys. I think I don't know. I don't know. Tampa's defense isn't all that, guys. It really isn't. I like the names on paper, but they just have lapses. So I lean over 43.5. Don't love it. And then I lean Buccaneers minus 13.5. All right. Next game up, we have the Buffalo Bills at the New England Patriots. Our boy Mitch Trubisky is not going to start. Josh Allen will have like a series most likely, and then it will be Mitch Trubisky the rest of the way out. Shane Buechele is on IR, so I don't even know if they have a third quarterback. I mean, they probably will. I mean, I would imagine you kind of have to, right? But yeah, it's going to be Mitch Trubisky the entire way, guys. I highly doubt James Cook plays more than a series. I highly doubt Amari Cooper plays more than a series. Keon Coleman, even though he's a rookie, who knows? I'm just telling you right now, guys, Mitch Trubisky's really bad. Like, I'm a Steelers fan. I watched him as a Steelers starting quarterback for a while. He didn't get any better. In fact, I think he got worse throughout his time in Pittsburgh. I'm not even joking. Like his preseason was awful this year. He was really freaking bad in the preseason too, guys. I don't think he's going to be interested. I don't think he gives a crap about the game. The Bills don't give a crap about this game. This game is much, much more important to the New England Patriots because last week the fans were chanting "Fire Mayo," the new head coach, because they were losing by like 40 points to the Chargers at home. And yeah, it's just whenever that's happening and the fan base is doing that, like you as a team and a head coach have a responsibility to end this thing the right way. Like forget the draft order. You need to put any doubt that's out there about your ability to head coach this team. You need to quiet that. You need to quiet that doubt and putting together a solid win against the Buffalo Bills, even with all their backups in, that's still better than losing to Mitch Trubisky. Because if you lose, then that's really bad. Because Drake May is questionable, but the offense coordinator, Alex Van Pelt, came out today and said that Drake May is good to go. So expect Drake May. Everyone else is looking good. Hunter Henry's questionable. The center's questionable, but they have plenty of offensive lineman combinations this year. The entire wide receiver room looks good. That's been starting Ramondre Stevenson. So that offense should be ready to go. They should be ready to go. Now, the defense, there's a lot of questionable designations. Anthony Jennings, Jelani Tavai, Titus Leo, those are all linebackers. Kyle Duggar, Jabril Peppers are questionable, and same with Christian Gonzalez. So we'll have to see if they play or not because I really want them in there because the backup wide receivers for the Bills that'll probably play, like Mac Hollins, Keon Coleman, like I don't know, they're probably just gonna run the ball a lot with Ray Davis guys, honestly, and Ty Johnson. That's probably what they'll do. But I already bet this game. I bet New England plus 2.5. I think New England comes out and they play freaking hard. I think Mayo's like, no, we got to redeem ourselves. We're not taking this like bull crap into the off season of like 6 straight losses and getting our asses kicked. You know, like we're gonna go out there and we're gonna go win the game. So I think they do. I think they do win it. I already bet it. It's an official 3-unit play at my Twitter at Easy Money Wins. New England plus 2.5, 3-unit play, guys. Mitch Trubisky is trash. Over under, let's see what the over under is. 38. And I kind of like that under just because the Bills defense, they're still going to play hard. Like, I still think the Bills play hard, but that offense is just going to be so bad. Like, they're not going to score a lot. I mean, if you want to take Bills team total under, I couldn't fault you for doing that either. I think that's a good way to go for that game. Yeah. Okay. Next game up, guys. We have the Chicago Bears at the Green Bay Packers. And this is where it gets a little interesting, guys, because Josh Jacobs came out today and said he doesn't expect a full workload. So, he's saying like, I don't know what it is. That's what he said, but it's like I don't expect to get 30 carries this week. Now, that's pretty forthcoming in my opinion to Green Bay's strategy that they probably aren't really caring about this game as much. And the reason for that is because they need a lot of help to gain seeding on the Commanders. And that's the only person they're in competition with is the Commanders. So if they win and the Commanders, sorry guys, just a second. If the Packers win and beat the Bears and the Commanders lose to the Cowboys, then the Packers would be the 6th seed and the Commanders would fall to the 7th seed. Now, why would Green Bay want to do that? Well, because you have a chance to play the Rams or Tampa Bay. Most likely it's going to be Tampa Bay instead of the Eagles. And, they already played the Eagles this year. And, I mean, it is the playoffs. You're going to need to play, one of these teams, really good teams, in order to get to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. You're going to have to play the elite teams. But, if you have a chance to not do that in the first round, I think you take it and you try to do that. But the only problem with that is I think that they think the Packers coaches and stuff that the Commanders are indeed going to beat Dallas. So I don't expect Green Bay to play everybody in the second half. I do think that they pull people. I think they're content with knowing that, like, hey, Washington's most likely going to beat Dallas. Let's not injure anybody. Let's go into the playoffs healthy. We'll go to Philadelphia. We'll play the rematch where we did really well against them and lost in a close game in Brazil in week 1. And, we'll just deal with that. That's what I think the Josh Jacobs quote meant. I'm going to look into it a little bit more. But with that said, I think there's immense value on the Bears plus 10. There's even a plus 10.5 out there. I think that's a really good bet. Are the Bears going to care? I don't think so, guys. That's the only thing. But, I mean, in this game, I can only look Bears plus 10.5. Everyone's healthy. Rome Odunze's questionable. Tevin Jenkins is questionable, the left guard. They looked awful on Thursday night. But even though they looked awful, they still had moments where they looked like they could have done a lot better, defense is completely healthy except for Kyler Gordon's questionable, but that's it. So, I mean, I'll have to see the quotes coming out of Chicago, out of Hollis Hall, to see if, they're really going to try to give this one a go. Because, I mean, they've lost, they've lost 10 games in a row. That's sad, guys. That's sad to see from a proud organization like that. Ever since the Hail Mary, they just lost every other game. So, I mean, we'll see what their motivation is. Green Bay has no motivation whatsoever. I mean, just based off the Josh Jacobs quote, it sounds like they're not going to play a lot of their guys. That's how I read that quote from him. So, yeah, Green Bay really can't do anything if Washington wins. They literally play Philadelphia. And I don't think Washington's losing. I don't think they think that Washington's going to lose. I think they're just going to go out there and try to stay healthy and get ready for Philly. And, yeah, that's kind of what I think is going to happen there, guys. Over-under is at 41. Let's check the over-under trends for both these teams. Hold on. Let me see the over-under trend for the Bills and the Patriots real quick here too. If there's any outlier stuff. Oh, both of them are over at 10-6 to the over. I kind of like that under a little more now. I might play that. I really don't want to play going against over trends like that, just like saying that, hey, they're due for an under, but I don't know. I'll be selective with that. It has to make sense. 38 is kind of low for the Bills, Patriots. I mean, even with Mitch Trubisky, I don't know. Bears and Packers, like I said, the Packers are 7-8 to the under, and the Bears are, where are they at? Oh, they're 6-10 to the under. So both these teams are to the under. And I like 41's the over-under. I think that over-under is telling, guys. Like, I don't think the Packers care. Like, if they care, they'll put up points against this Bears defense. I don't know. It's tough. I just don't think Green Bay cares enough, guys. I mean, their backup is Malik Willis, though. He can move the ball. I lean over 41, guys. I do think that gets there. I think that's a little too low. I think Caleb Williams lets it rip. If he throws interceptions, like whatever, he doesn't care. He's going to get a new head coach anyways. Green Bay, Malik Willis can move the ball. Like, yeah, and shoot, they can win even with Malik Willis. They can do that. I mean, they've shown they can do that. So I still lean Bears plus 10.5 and over 41 for that game, guys. All right, next game up. We've got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Indianapolis Colts. And who won the first game? I think Jacksonville did, right? No, Jacksonville did not. Because they barely won anything. No, they did. That's right. That was the Joe Flacco game. Oh my gosh, guys. This game was freaking crazy. I had a 5-unit money line play on the Jaguars early in the week, and then it went all the way to plus 3.5 on kickoff. And then I took plus 3.5. It's like a small hedge back, and then I won that after the Jaguars were up 14 points in the fourth quarter. It was freaking crazy. And then Flacco tied the game. Anyways, the Jaguars have actually been playing really good football since the bye week. They are 2-3 straight up, but they rallied back against Houston at home. They beat Tennessee at Tennessee to snap their losing streak. They come home. They should have beat the Jets, honestly. Then they were at Las Vegas. They had every opportunity to win that game. And then last week, they really controlled that game against Tennessee. And, they did well. The only thing is, even though they're playing well, and I really do think that they give a strong effort this week, it's just everything with what's going on with the Indianapolis Colts right now, with like the Pat McAfee situation, calling out the culture, then reporters asking the coach and saying, hey, like some people are late here and there, like, you're not going to go crazy. Like, it does sound like culture and locker room issues for sure, and leadership issues for sure in Indianapolis with Shane Steichen, the head coach there. Like, absolutely. I definitely believe that is an issue there. But this Colts team has always responded well to Steichen, the head coach, in my opinion. A majority of the time, more times than not. And I just think he came to the realization this year, like, hey, Anthony Richardson is not the quarterback moving forward. Joe Flacco didn't have like an amazing year either this year. Defense played better than what he thought, but like it's still not, great. Like, I don't know. They just kind of self-destructed, in my opinion. Now, Anthony Richardson, he said he couldn't even walk. He had to like crawl around the house. I don't know. It sounds pretty dramatic, honestly, guys. I mean, I know you get hurt and like you get, a lot of medicine shot in you like on game day so you can't feel anything. But like crawl around the house, like my goodness, dude, like you're huge. Like you should be, I don't know. I mean, he runs a lot. I don't know. I'll cut him a little bit of slack, but I mean, just from him tapping out of the football game at Houston or whatever it was, and then so forth and so forth. Like, it seems like he stretches the truth a little bit. But anyways, yeah, he didn't. Flacco took over for him last week. He actually threw the ball a lot. Flacco definitely can score the ball for this team. So I don't know who's going to play a quarterback. We'll see. If it's Richardson, I lean Jacksonville. If it's Flacco, I lean the Colts. But I still kind of lean Jacksonville either or with +5. I just think that's too much for a Jaguars team that's been. I don't think there's any quit in this Jacksonville Jaguars team. I think they play really, really hard, and just the way Mac Jones is playing right now, it gives them a chance. They're pretty healthy. The offensive line's questionable, but other than that, they should be okay. I like the +5. I do like that +5. Let's see spread wise. Indianapolis is 8-7. Jacksonville's 8-8. I could see the Colts winning in a close one. Jacksonville covering. Over unders at 44. I can only look over there. I can only look over. I know they just gave like a speech and everything, and like try to call people out, and like the Colts players, like there might be more intensity. I still lean over. I don't love it though. I don't feel great about that over 44, but that's the way I would look, guys. Okay, next game up. That was one of the few games that has no playoff implications to it at all. All right, next game up, we have the Carolina Panthers at the Atlanta Falcons. Again, the only situation. Sorry guys, I forgot to say. There are draft implications for these teams, right? There are draft implications. I don't have that information in front of me, guys. I think like if New England loses, they clinch the first place. If Tennessee loses, they can clinch the second draft position. I could be wrong, but I think teams, from everything that I've heard, because a lot of the teams at the bottom are with new head coaches, like those teams are going to try to win, guys. They really are. I don't think they're tanking for the first overall pick. I really do not think so. Just everything that I've heard and everything that I've seen in the NFL from years before, like, are there some teams that are absolutely purposely trying to lose? Absolutely they are. Absolutely they're tanking. But from the vibe that I'm getting from those bottom teams, I literally don't think they're trying to lose to tank. I don't think the organizations are telling them that. I think they're really going out there trying to win this week. So, but Carolina, on the other hand, I just told you guys, they laid down against Tampa Bay. I don't think they give a freaking crap about this game, guys. I really don't. Let's see their injury report. That kind of was telling on Sunday when all those guys got ruled out on the defense. I was like, oh boy, they're really not giving a damn about this game. Taylor Moden, right tackle, is questionable. Robert Hunt, right guard, is questionable. Taylor Moden did not play last week. Xavier Leggett, the rookie wide receiver, is questionable. Everybody else on offense is healthy except for Chuba Hubbard. Everyone else is healthy. On defense, Chow Smith-Wade is on IR. J.C. Horn is questionable now. Josie Jewell is questionable. DJ Wonnum's questionable. Ashawn Robinson is questionable. We'll see if they play or not, guys. If all those guys play that are questionable, it kind of raises my eyes just a little bit, but still nothing where I'm like, yeah, let's go bet the frickin' Panthers. And the reason is, obviously, because if Atlanta wins and Tampa Bay loses, then Atlanta wins the division and they sneak into the playoffs. But I like Michael Penix Jr. He impressed me a lot against the Commanders. Now, I know the Commanders' secondary is awful with Michael Davis at cornerback and Sane Reseal. Has some good moments in his rookie year, but also some like really bad moments. So, I don't know. He did get an easy secondary to throw the ball against, but still, he threw confidently. I thought he did pretty well. I thought he did pretty well in his first NFL road start. So him back at home in Atlanta, meaningful game, finish out the year well as a rookie. Um, Raheem Morris, the head coach, he needs to get a win to finish a winning season for him. There's more to play than just like, hey, we're not going to make it because the Buccaneers are going to win and all that. I do think that they try to play really hard and win this game. Obviously, because they have a chance to make the playoffs. But even if they don't think that they're going to make it because New Orleans is going to win, Tampa Bay will win. I still think they care about this game, guys. I still do. Let's see. Everyone's pretty healthy on defense except for D. Alford is questionable. Onimata, Zach Harrison, and interior defensive line is questionable. Offense, Drake London's questionable. Darnell Mooney, Robert Burns looks to be out, the fullback. They look fine. They look fine, guys. I can only look Atlanta minus the 8. After what Carolina showed me, it's impossible for you to make me put my money on the Panthers pretty much. Okay, total is over 48. Over-under is 48. I do like the Panthers team total under. I won that last week, and I do feel good about that again. Sorry, guys, just a second. I need to readjust my seat. Okay, let me see if that works better. Hold on, guys. Okay, I feel better now. Okay. Yeah, the Panthers team total under. I think it's a really good look. The Falcons defense is good when they play against bad defenses. Let me see real quick. Hold on. Let me take a look. I already exited out. But yeah, I like that Panthers team total under. I think this total is a little too high. But again, if the Panthers don't give a damn again, that game total is going to go over. So under in that game would only be Panthers team total under for me. Okay, next game up, we have the Commanders at the Dallas Cowboys. And they definitely are going to play to win this game because Dan Quinn came out and said that he wants to. And he knows damn well he doesn't want to go to Philadelphia to play that team with Jalen Hurts in the playoffs. He does not want to do that. So he would much rather go to Tampa Bay or the Rams. Absolutely he would. And yeah, that's definitely what he wants to do. So he's come out and he said that. So everyone's a go this week. Everyone's going to play, win and clinch the 6th seed. So let's see. Yeah, a little bit of question marks on Tyler Biadasz, the center. Andrew Wiley, the right tackle. That's it on the offense side of the ball. On defense, Marshawn Lattimore is questionable. They really need him to start playing. Cleveland Farrell is questionable as well. Everyone else is back. Even Jonathan Allen is back, the interior defensive lineman. So that's good for him. Glad he gets to experience playoff football again. Okay, Dallas injury report. Let's see here. And they did come out. Mike McCarthy did come out today and said he doesn't know if he's going to play a start Cooper Rush or Trey Lance. I think both play. I think it is kind of like a glorified preseason game or something. Well, or maybe the other way around. It's like a step up from a preseason game. Week 18 in many senses. Trey Lance, I think he gets some time, guys. I think he does. Trey Lance is awful, guys. He's worse than Cooper Rush is, absolutely, in my opinion. He had an awful, he was awful a lot of the time and during preseason, during those games. So if he gets in, it's a wrap, guys. It's a wrap. Offense is pretty healthy. Obviously, CeeDee Lamb is not playing. On defense, a lot of guys are healthy. We'll see if they play or not, but a lot of guys are healthy. Micah Parsons is questionable, though. He might not play. He probably won't play. I wouldn't play him. So, yeah, that's that. Let's take a look. And then if you remember, the Cowboys already beat this team too, the Commanders, on that kind of wild game in Washington. So the spread's -6. I'm like kicking myself, guys. I don't know why I freaking waited till now to want to bet this. Like, it was -3.5 when the news came out that they're going to go win this game. Want to win this game. And I just looked at the -3.5 and I was like, I'll get to it. Like, I don't know why I waited, guys. I don't know. I can only look Commanders -6. I think they win. I think they cover. I want to put them in a money line teaser. I cannot blame you one bit. Total is 44. I like it over. I don't love it over just because of the Trey Lance situation that could potentially happen. Dallas is, what's Dallas over under? Dallas, where are you at? Oh, they're 11-5. Washington's 11-5. I don't know. Cooper Rush can move the ball. I kind of lean over, but I don't love it. I feel like it should go under, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm not touching that over under. But yeah, Washington -6. I do like that, guys. I like that a lot. Next game up, we have the Houston Texans at the Tennessee Titans. Spread is -1.5. Tennessee, guys. That's kind of indicating to us that our friend DeMeco Ryans, head coach of the Texans, is not going to play starters the entire game. So they'll probably get like a good quarter, maybe even a half, I would think, potentially. It looks like there's some questionable guys that might not play on the secondary, linebacker. Everyone else looks healthy. I think they give it a go, guys. I think they start out, but then after that first quarter, they're probably not going to play. But the only thing is, they can't improve their. Wait, can they? Let me see. Hold on. I don't think they can. Let me see real quick. No, they cannot improve their. They cannot improve. They're locked into the 4th seed. The game literally doesn't mean anything to them. Okay. Yeah. Again, this is kind of the angle. Like, if I was DeMeco Ryans, I would play everybody, and I would play to try to win, or at least play well enough to where like you're blowing Tennessee out, and then you just pull people. Like their last 2 games have not looked good. The offense has not looked good for a long time. Like, they haven't scored more than 20 points since they played Tennessee, and Tennessee's awful. Like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I would not want to go into the postseason like losing to Tennessee, but I think that's what's going to happen. I think Tennessee does win this game with whoever quarterback they run out there. I think Callahan, the head coach, is going to want a win going into the offseason. And I think he gets it, guys. I think he gets it. And then also there's incentives involved. Like, Tony Pollard needs like 85 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns to like earn like $500,000 or something like that. So there's some incentives out there. Like, some of these guys are going to be playing hard. And I think they're going to play hard, the Titans, and I think they win this game. I think they do. I hate to say it, I think I'm going to bet them just because they're only 2-14 against the spread. And usually a team gets to 3 covers, even if they're like the worst cover team in the NFL. So, yeah, I think Tennessee gets that one, guys. It won't be a pretty bet to do, but that's the only way I can look for that game. Total is at 37. I don't know. I think that goes over. It's not like Tennessee's like gonna like super care about the game. I think they care, but enough for the defense. Their awful defense right now to. I don't know, guys. Davis Mills will probably play for the Texans. I don't know. Maybe I'll lean over 37 there. All right, guys. Last 1 o'clock game. We have the New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles. This game, let me just double check, means absolutely nothing for the Eagles. They are locked in. They cannot get the 1 seed, guys. They officially cannot do the 1 seed because they only have 8 conference wins. Detroit has 10 conference wins, and Minnesota has 9 conference wins. So even if the tiebreakers shake out and like the Eagles were to get 9 conference wins and Minnesota stayed at 9 conference, well, yeah, if Minnesota would stay at 9 conference wins, that means Detroit won. And then if Minnesota beats Detroit, then they'll have 10 conference wins. And even if the Eagles win, they'd only have 9 conference wins. So that's the tiebreaker for the number 1 seed is that no matter who wins between Detroit or Minnesota, they'll have the tiebreaker over the Eagles if the Eagles were to beat the Giants. And then they can't fall to the 3 seed because they're 3 games up on the Rams. So they literally have nothing to play for. Kenny Pickett, I don't know if he's going to play this week. He's questionable. Tanner McKee looked pretty good last week against the Cowboys. So I don't know. Take that as you wish. But it looks like everyone's not going to play, guys. Saquon Barkley is probably not going to play. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. I don't think Sirianni gives a damn about this game, guys, whatsoever. It's going to be all backups, most likely, in this one, guys. The Giants looked really good against the Colts last week. They played really hard. Drew Lock did well. Malik Neighbors is questionable. He was questionable last week, and he gave it a go. Evan Neal's questionable, the right tackle. John Michael Schmitz Jr., the center, he's questionable. So, I mean, we'll see. It's probably going to be Brian Daboll's last game ever for New York as their head coach, most likely. And, I mean, I do like Daboll, but, I mean, I think rightfully so. He needs to get fired. I mean, I know he had DeVito and Drew Lock as his quarterback, but still, like, I don't think the team responded to him during this awful stretch. I mean, their last win before Indianapolis was Seattle in like week 4, which is crazy to think about. The defense is pretty healthy. Brian Burns is questionable. He probably won't go then. Micah McFadden's questionable. Everyone else is good on defense. So, I mean, this is kind of a thing where I like the Giants to give a good effort, and I like them to win. I do. I like them to beat the Eagles here. I do like that. Let's see what the spread is. Spread for this game is +3 for the Giants. I really like that, guys. Let's see what the over-under is. I mean, Philly's not going to give a damn about this game, guys. 37.5. I can only look over. Tanner McKee can move the ball a little bit, I think. Giants should be able to move the ball against backups, or there's going to be a lot of turnovers and quick scores. So I lean over 37.5 there. Both these teams are under teams, I believe. Yeah, the Giants are 6-10, and then Philly's 7-9. So I could see an over there. I do like that over look 37.5 for the Giants and Eagles. And then I like +3. I think I'm going to bet the +3 for the Giants this week, guys. A lot of ugly bets this week, but if you read the tea leaves properly, you can make money off this stuff, guys, for sure. I mean, Eagles are not going to give a damn. The Texans look to not give a damn. Cowboys pretty much gave up last week against Philadelphia. They don't care. Panthers don't care. Packers are looking like they're not caring this week. Bills don't care. So I want the teams that care more, guys. That's what I'm looking for this week. Next game up, we have the Dolphins and the Jets. The Dolphins can only get in if the Broncos lose and no, they don't need anything for Cincinnati because if the Dolphins win, they have the tiebreaker over Cincinnati. So they just need the Broncos to lose to the Chiefs. It could happen. I don't think it's going to happen, but it could. So the situation for Miami is that Snoop Huntley looks like he's probably going to go this week. I know Tua was questionable, limited, but I think Mike McDaniels is leaning towards Snoop Huntley. But I don't know, guys. I have a sneaky feeling Tua kind of comes out and plays. I don't know. We'll see. Jalen Waddle's questionable. Teron Armstead's questionable. I Jalen Waddle did not play last week, but I think he plays this week. Defensively, Jordan Poyer and Javon Holland, the safeties are questionable. Anthony Walker Jr., the linebacker, is questionable. Everyone else is pretty much good to go. For New York, it looks like the Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams era is going to be over with. That's what it feels like. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe the new regime wants to put up with him. But Morgan Moses, Elijah Vera-Tucker, the offensive linemen are questionable. They've been questionable all year, and they've been playing. Tyler Conklin played last week, but he's questionable this week. Everyone else is good to go. Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, Davante Adams. I mean, they're good to go. They're good to go, guys. Will McDonald, no, he's good. Quentin Williams is questionable. We'll see if he goes, and Sauce Gardner is questionable. So those are like their two best defensive players. We'll see if they go or not. But everybody else is good, guys. Everyone else is good to go. And it's just, I don't know. I think the Jets win this game, guys. It's not to say that they're more motivated. Like, no, the Dolphins are more motivated, but I think they kind of know that the Broncos are going to win against the Chiefs, and they're kind of like, we're just going up here to play a game, essentially. I mean, crazier things have happened, but I don't know. Just matchup-wise, like the Jets, this is crazy, guys. Like the Jets honestly play hard every week. Ulbricht's a dumbass. The interim head coach is a dumbass. He keeps going for every fourth down ever. And like if he would just kick field goals, he would have won like half of these games. But then his field goal kicker sucks. So I don't know, guys. It's I'm probably not going to bet the Jets, even though I bet them a lot this year, and they've lost me money this year a lot. That's probably why I'm not going to do it, but I can only look the Jets there, guys. I have a weird feeling that Aaron Rodgers in his last game with the Jets is going to go off on a high note. They've lost a lot. Let's see here. Where are they at? Let's see. Yeah, they won at Jacksonville. They won at home against Houston. Like, I mean, they've only have 4 wins on the season, guys. Like, and they easily could have won like 10 of those games this year. Easily. They all lost on like the last play of the game on so many of them. So I like them. I like them to win at home in New York, last game of the season, especially if Snoop Huntley plays. Like Aaron Rodgers versus Snoop Huntley, I think the Jets will win. You know what? If that's the matchup I get, if Snoop Huntley really does play, I think I am going to bet the Jets, guys. I think I am. Over under 38.5. Again, it's all determining if Snoop Huntley plays. If he plays, kind of like the under, not a lot. If Tua plays, I like the over for sure. For sure. Okay, next game up. We got the Broncos hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. And like I said, Kansas City will have Carson Wentz starting. Let's take a look at the Broncos' health. They're very healthy on offense and very healthy on defense. Don't even know if this is real. There's like literally no questionable players. They're all healthy. So they know what's at stake. They win and they are in. And I think that they win, guys. I really do. I don't see why they wouldn't. Now, they are a heavy over team. I want to look at the under. Let me just take a quick look at the Chiefs. Yeah, they're going to rest everybody, guys. They're going to rest everybody. Let me see what the over-under is for this game. It is at 40. 40. Let's see where Kansas City is on the over-under. They're 7-9 to the under. I kind of like the over here. Chiefs team total under. I don't know. I think Kansas City gives a respectable effort. Plus 10.5. I don't know, guys. Carson Wentz plus 10.5. I kind of weirdly lean plus 10.5 to the Chiefs. A little bit. a little bit, not a lot. I don't know. I guess I'll take that back. I'd go minus 10.5 for the Broncos, and then I would lean over 40, but I don't feel great about either of those. Okay, let's see. We got 4 games left. Next game up, guys. We got the Los Angeles Chargers at the Las Vegas Raiders. Spread is plus 4.5 on the Raiders. And I think that money on the Raiders is coming in for 2 reasons. One, the whole Aiden O'Connell effect is working really well right now for Las Vegas. They've won 2 in a row. And the game before that, at home against Atlanta, they did well. He did well. Desmond Ridder was in that game. Aiden O'Connell's won the last 2 games he started, and then he played against the Chiefs and almost beat them. So I think that's part of what it is. But then also the other thing is that if Pittsburgh wins the game, hold on, let me look at the standings real quick. Yeah, if Pittsburgh wins the game against the Chiefs, the Chargers are locked into the 6th seed. Then it would be a nothing game. So if you like the Steelers, you might want to go ahead and bet the Raiders plus 4.5, because I don't think that Herbert and all the guys play. Now, Harbaugh did say if seeding is available, they're going to go and they're going to try to win the game. But if you like Pittsburgh to win against Cincinnati, might want to make another bet on the Raiders plus 4.5, because once they win, that line's going to go away, guys. They'll go down to a pick 'em. It might even flip to the Raiders being favored by a couple points, because Herbert's going to sit, guys. No freaking way. No freaking way. He plays. Over under 41.5. Again, I would probably look to grab an under there, under 41.5, because that line's going to go down once if the Steelers beat the Bengals. All right. Next game up, we have the Seattle Seahawks at the Los Angeles Rams. And like I said, the Rams are sitting Matt Stafford. They'll probably sit Cooper Kupp. Sean McVay does not care about this game, guys, whatsoever. Seattle does care about this game. Geno Smith has incentives to win 10 games in a season to unlock like $1 million incentive bonus. So he definitely wants to win. Mike Macdonald, he's the type of coach that strikes me like he wants to win as well too, to carry momentum into the offseason, and also just not like cheating the game, like go out there and play hard and finish the season the right way. That's what I think. That's what I think he is, Mike Macdonald. So let's take a quick look at the injury report for Seattle. Wow, they're healthy, guys. They're very healthy. So yeah, I can only look Seattle. Only look Seattle this week, guys. That's the only way I can look. I mean, Sean McVay's waving the white flag. He doesn't give a damn. Seattle with Geno Smith, like, it's hard to trust him, but I think they get it done, guys. I think they cover the 6.5. I think they win. I think they're a great money line teaser to put in with the Commanders. Yeah, that's the only way I can look there, guys. Over under, I like the under. Ooh, at 38.5. I know Jimmy Garoppolo is going to go for the Rams, so I don't know. It's kind of interesting though. Jimmy Garoppolo, a plus 6.5 points at home. It's just the whole energy of the team. Like, the Rams are not going to care, guys. Over under 38.5. I kind of like the over 38.5 there with Jimmy Garoppolo. Let's take a look at the trends. Rams are 7-9 to the under, and our friends from Seattle are 8-8. So nothing crazy there. I kind of lean under 38.5. Okay. Next game up, 49ers at the Cardinals. This game means absolutely nothing. Like one of like two games that means absolutely nothing on Sunday. Josh Dobbs is going to play for what's it called? The 49ers. Brock Purdy's out. And Josh Dobbs, ironically, played for Arizona last season. So that's something interesting. Now, also, George Kittle's questionable. Deebo Samuel's questionable. Like, I highly doubt a lot of these guys play. The tackles are questionable, too, as well, for San Francisco. Leonard Floyd's questionable. Bosa's questionable. Like, I highly doubt these guys play, guys. And if anybody's questionable, probably not going to play. That's just my opinion on it. Arizona, again, they have a second-year head coach with Josh Gannon or whatever his name is. He's an intense guy, kind of. You know, he'll want his team to finish the right way. Everyone's healthy, pretty much. Kelvin Beachum, left tackle's questionable, but everyone else looks good. James Conner is done for the season, though. Mac Wilson, senior linebacker's questionable. Sean Murphy-Bunting's questionable. Everybody else is healthy. I can only look Arizona. I know, and the line's -4.5, -4, Arizona. And I know Shanahan's probably going to, like, talk this game up big time. Like, hey, come on, like, we got to finish the right way. And if you watch that game against Detroit, John Lynch and Shanahan were pissed off. Like, they really, really wanted to win that game against the Lions at home. But I think the writing's on the wall now. Like yeah, he'll try to finish the right way, but so will Gannon and the Cardinals. And, you know, Josh Dobbs will try to finish the right way too. But I don't know, just give me the Cardinals. I think Cardinals at home. I think they close this season off on a high note. Okay, last game up, guys. Best game of the week. Got the Minnesota Vikings at the Detroit Lions for all the marbles for the number 1 seed of the NFC conference, National Football Conference. And I like the Lions, guys. I do. I think this whole Brian Flores defense thing is getting talked up way too much. He has given up 24 points, 25 points, 21 points, 22 points, 27 points. So he's given up over 20 points in 5 of the last 6 games. And the 2 games, and so the 4 games where he didn't against bad offenses were 13-7, 13, and 12. That was against the Bears, the Titans, the Jaguars, the Colts. They gave up 30 against the Rams on Thursday night. They gave up 31 to this team before already. So, I mean, and against Green Bay, they gave up 29 in week 4. So I think we need to pump the brakes on how amazing this Minnesota defense is. I think they're good. Don't get me wrong. I think they're very good. But I don't know. Could they easily make Jared Goff look like Jared Goof? They could. They absolutely could, guys. I just think Sunday Night Football, Detroit fan base is going to be rocking in that place. And I think it does create a true home field advantage for them. And I like Detroit. I mean, what they did in a meaningless game against San Francisco kind of tells you all you need to know. Like, this team is just a bunch of gamers. Like, they love to go out there and compete and win. And when you're in that good of a groove, I mean, Minnesota's in as good a groove as anybody. I mean, they've won 9 games in a row, 8 games in a row, something like that. So, yeah, I mean, they're in a good group too. But, I mean, let's look who they've beaten. They haven't beaten anybody. The only team they beaten was Green Bay. They beat Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Tennessee, so the AFC South, which is trash. Then they beat Chicago twice. They're trash. Then they beat Arizona at home. They struggled against Arizona too. They had to come back. Then they were kind of struggling against Atlanta too, guys. They were struggling against Atlanta a little bit as well before they pulled away late. And then they won at Seattle, which, okay, I'll give them a little bit of credit, but Geno Smith is trash. He's awful. And they were lucky that the game ran out on them against Green Bay because Green Bay took all the momentum and was going to win that game. So, obviously, are there issues with Detroit? Yeah, their defense is very injured, hanging on by a thread a little bit. They make big enough plays in the right moments, which is clutch. But I don't know, guys. I just think Detroit at home -2.5. I think they win that game, guys. I do. I think at home they get the 1 seed. This team, their expectation is Super Bowl. They know if they get home field advantage, it's a big advantage for them. They get the first round bye. That's an advantage for them. Not that Minnesota doesn't think that for themselves either, but I just think a home game, like for the Lions, like that's just what Dan Campbell wants, guys. Like living for it. Minnesota is the best team against the spread at 11-4. Detroit's at 11-5 though. So I like Detroit to win this game, guys. I really do. I think it's gonna be a 5-unit max bet for me. I just think Detroit takes care of business at home. Now the over/under is ginormous at 56.5. This is the highest total all season, I believe, and I lean under. I do lean under. I know it's kind of crazy. I'm not going to bet it, but I do lean under. I think there's enough intensity in key moments where it holds it under slightly. So yeah, guys, that's it. Week 18. Like I said, I am extremely thankful for everybody that's been on this journey with me and played my plays. NFL's been great. 56 winning percentage, 29 units gained, and still have week 18, and I still have the postseason. So I could still hit my goal of 50 units. It's very attainable. I could get hot and get that. So, but yeah, guys, I mean, just show some love. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, share my podcast with somebody. Yeah, I work really hard in the NFL, guys. I mean, in both sports, but I work really hard in this, and I'm just glad you guys are enjoying it. I really am. So I will see you in the postseason, guys. Let's win some money week 18 and make it a great last week of the regular season.